Hey everyone, it's Sean from Crafted Elements, and in this short video we're going to be looking at our mallet templates. And these are pretty cool because, as you know, most of our templates are designed for you to make stuff to sell or gift or donate or whatever, whereas these are designed to make shop mallets, your own personal customized shop mallet. So they're actually a two-piece template. We've got our stubby template, you've got the middle section, and then you've got the extras piece for the opposing sections or the laminated sections. Same deal here, you've got the middle section and then you've got the matching piece for the panels that go on the each side to laminate together to create your mallet. In case you don't follow me, don't worry, I'm going to do it right now in real time. Well, not real time, but you know what I mean. I'm going to do it on video. You can see how these templates work. We're going to start with rough cutting the shape on some walnut and some maple, both cases, and rough cut it. And then we'll take our templates, we'll attach them with some template tape or hot glue, and then we'll take it over to the router table to clean up the edges and basically mimic the outside of the template, glue them together, sand them up, and that'll be a completed project. Find a sufficient piece of wood. In this case, I've got a piece of, I believe it's walnut, and we're just gonna go ahead and trace it. Make sure you get all the lines, and we're only just tracing it so we can rough cut it with our combination of saws, however you want to cut it. So that is the inside of this mallet. All right, so these are the parts that will laminate to the outside of the mallet. Same deal goes for our little stubby mallet. Not sure if this is oak or ash or what I'm looking at here, but it's going to serve our purpose. Just got the middle part of the mallet. I've got some walnut, which is just big enough. All right, I'm going to take these parts over to my saw as well as the jigsaw, and we'll cut them out. And the key is that we want to stay generally 1/8 to 1/4 outside of this line. You don't want to go inside because then your piece is ruined. You want to stay outside of your rough cut lines, and then the router bit will take care of the rest. So we've got our rough cut shapes here. We've got both the centers, and then we've got all the pieces that we're going to laminate. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our template and we're going to physically attach it to line up those rough cut lines. And you can use woodworking tape, also known as template tape, which is like a low tack 2A tape. You can also use hot glue, which I use sometimes. It's really up to you. The key is that you want something that's going to be relatively easy to remove after you're done with it, and not going to leave, not going to tear out the grain of your wood or stay stuck in the acrylic, which is this one. We've got those pieces rough cut, we've got the templates adhered with some 2-way woodworking tape, and now we're going to install our flush trim bit into our router table and go from there. Now you could use a 1/4 inch bit or a 3/8 inch bit. Now this is a 1/2 inch shank bit that we offer with a 3/8 inch cutter, and this is a really, really cool bit. It's also very expensive, but it's a cool bit because it's an 1.5 inch cutter height, so it's going to be good for thicker stuff like this. Whereas the typical 1/4 inch diameter bit is only going to do like 1 inch or maybe even less, depending on where you get your bit. So it's probably not going to get through that dense, thick hardwood. So we're going to use the 1/2 inch shank bit with a 3/8 inch cutter. That should be good enough to mimic that template, obviously running around the bearing. And if you're not really familiar with how router templates work, we have a lot of videos here on YouTube. You can go back and actually see the core of it. But essentially what we're doing is we're installing these bits. They have bearings at the top. The bearing rides along the plastic template, and the cutter cuts the balance of the wood to mimic the template. It's very, very simple. So I'm going to go ahead and install the 3/8 inch cutter, 1/2 inch shank bit into my router table here, and then we'll get shaping. All right, so we've shaped all our pieces with our templates, and we can just pop off the template, and the idea is that this template tape is pretty easy to remove. Now you'll notice I didn't bother pre-drilling the holes that are in the template for like hanging. It's really a matter of personal preference whether you actually want to use that hole or not. Up to you. So now I have a choice here because the centerpiece is not going to be something we can router out and round off once we have the laminated pieces on. So I'm going to go ahead and use my round over bit and just round over these edges, the perimeter of just the handle part. Definitely don't round over the mallet part, just do the handle part, and that'll give you a nice kind of softer grip around these handles. So we've now got our rounded off handles with that, I think it's a 1/4, maybe a 3/8 inch round over bit. Turned out pretty nice. I went a little bit far on this one, so it's kind of rounded off a little bit of the mallet part. Maybe some epoxy and super glue, or some wood glue and super glue, or epoxy, just to fill that in, and we'll sand it out later. I'm sure no one will notice. So just be careful with that if you choose to do this method. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and laminate these. So I'm gonna get some standard glue, and we're really just gonna glue this stuff all together, clamp it, and then once it's kind of dry enough, we'll come back and just do a quick sand. We'll oil it or finish it, and then that'll be the project. Okay, so I unclamped these, and off camera I sanded them. I used 150 grit sandpaper on my orbital sander, And these are pretty much ready for finishing. I went ahead and did a quick chamfer with my sander, so like kind of a quick and dirty chamfer, 45-degree edges on this guy. Kind of turned out kind of cool. This one I did nothing with, but of course, if you wanted to round over this, you could put a round over bit in your router table or your hand router, and round over all these edges and corners, and that would look a little bit cool too. But I just left mine plain. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get some oil and oil these up, and then that'll be done. No. Hey, it's hammer time.
The mallets, 2 sizes.
I'd hit that. I've just got some standard Howard cutting board oil, which is a mineral oil, and I'm just going to slather it on here. Finish is pretty dry. I just buffed it all off, and this was a pretty quick project. I started just after lunch. It's not even 3 o'clock right now, so it was literally a 3-hour project. All the cutting, shaping, sanding, and finishing was literally less than 3 hours. So it's a cool afternoon project if you want to make yourself some cool shop hammers. And of course, why wouldn't you? We've got both these templates and 300 plus other router templates available for you for your next wood project at craftedelements.com. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, and you like our products and you want to stay up to date on the newest products, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button so you never miss a new video here on our YouTube channel. Once again, guys, thanks for watching and happy making.